Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
The streets are soaked all across the state of Michigan. The question is, will it stay all rain before Thanksgiving morning?
All right, Ben, but first we're following 2 big breaking stories at this hour. A Wayne State police officer in grave condition after being shot in the head. We've got brand new developments on the story just ahead. We're going to begin, though, with another tragedy unfolding. 4 people found dead inside a business on Detroit's west side. Glad you're with us here at 5. The calls started coming across the scanner a little before 1 o'clock this afternoon.
And it appears all 4 of those victims were overcome by fumes. It happened inside this tire shop on Finkel near Wyoming on the city's west side. Let's get right to Rod Maloney. He is live at the scene. Rod, what can you tell us?
Well, it's unbelievably sad out here. We're seeing a lot of people carrying out here looking to pay their respects to 4 men who died inside the tire store behind me, and the police have been here most of the afternoon, and all they're waiting to do right now is to take those 4 men away who died tragically and unexpectedly, and the family has been frantic now for the past 3 days. The business is called Unlimited Towing and Tires, and it's not unusual in Detroit to see something like this where a business has no electric or gas service and continues operating. Detroit Police Commander Nick Kariakou tells us what officers found after getting permission to knock down the door around 1:30 this afternoon.
There are 4 adult males who had been operating a generator inside the building. There is no normal power hookup inside, so we see evidence of the fact that the generator was tapped into the power system.
DPD is saying the men ran a gas-powered generator inside the building without proper ventilation, and they believe the deaths were inadvertent. One of the dead, we're told by family and friends, is the owner of Christian's Party Store across the street, whose nickname is Cowboy. One of the other men inside with him was a friend of this woman, Lisa Weldon, who says these men have been missing since Monday.
His mom called me this morning, and she said Keith is missing, and we don't know where yet. So we had just came up here to talk to the people at the store because their people missing too. And they were all in there together.
And I would come past every day and I would just see them sitting outside just having a good time. And I haven't seen them in the past week outside, and it just bothered me. Like, I haven't seen them outside lately.
And as I said, there are a lot of people from the neighborhood now coming in to pay their respects. They're gathering around Christina's Party Store just up the street here. Many of the people here were just too distraught to be able to talk about it. They're surprised that this happened, that the police had to actually get permission from the owner to knock down the door to get inside. And when they found what they found, it really shattered this neighborhood. Back to you.
What a horrific scene, Rod. What do we know about the building and the building's history?
Well, what we found out so far is that it was actually purchased last year at the Wayne County Sheriff's auction. In terms of who owns it now or whether that person is inside, we're still waiting to hear because we haven't had official word yet from the Detroit Police Department as to who it was that actually died.
All right, Rod Maloney reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Rod.
Now to the other breaking story we're following today, the unspeakable tragedy following the shooting of this man. Officer Colin Rose, beloved member of the Wayne State Police Force, also considered to be one of the top experts in the country on police canines. But the 29-year-old is engaged to be married, trying to survive at this hour. Sean Lay has been on the story for us all day. Let's get the latest on his condition first, Sean.
We've been getting constant updates, Devin, from the Wayne State University police chief. He just told us that this is a critical situation, a very, very grave situation for Officer Colin Rose. Rose is surrounded by his family, including his fiancee and parents. His brother just flew in to be with him from Boston. Other officers, all the Wayne State officers, essentially at the hospital now holding vigil. Officer Rose shot in the head last night when he stopped a man on his bicycle. Tonight we are learning much more about the man police are calling the suspect in the case.
But I hope to God that he comes through my family and me.
Valerie Davis is praying for Officer Colin Rose. She's the mother of D'Angelo Davis. He's the man police are strongly suspecting of gunning down the young officer.
And right now I'm going to say in Jesus' name, I plead the blood of Jesus over him and touch his body and put his healing hands over him in the name of Jesus.
Davis is also speaking out strongly for her son. She says Davis didn't do it and urged him to come forward last night.
So I asked for him to please Tell D'Angelo the police are here. Come here and turn yourself into these detectives.
Local 4 has learned that Davis was developed as a suspect when police put out this photo of the bike that the gunman was on. Investigators took that photo of the bike to a nearby homeless shelter. Shelter officials immediately identifying the bike as belonging to D'Angelo Davis. Police pulled up a photo of Davis. A Wayne State police officer recognized him for having violent run-ins with him. Davis was found by police walking down the street, and that canine then led officers to an apartment that was searched. But Davis's mother says her son is mentally ill, doesn't own a gun. She says a noticeable limp prevents him from riding a bike.
My son has not done this. He has not done this.
All right, back here live. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to hear from a Wayne State University police sergeant who had 2 run-ins with Davis in recent years, violent run-ins. He says, I'm told by investigators that a key in this case is the gun that was used to shoot Officer Rose. They believe it's a revolver. It has not been found. There is a $5,000 reward for anyone who finds that gun. Of course, much more about Officer Rose, the person. That'll be coming up live at 6 o'clock. Devin?
Well, Sean, no charges yet, though. So do we have an idea whether police believe Davis is the man responsible?
Yeah, I am told that charges are, police are getting closer to presenting charges in this case. I'm told by sources that police feel confident that they have the right guy. Right now, they are basing this on witness statements from last night. A woman did witness the shooting happen, described what the gunman looked like and was wearing, and described that noticeable limp. Plus, a lineup was done today as well. But you're right, no charges yet. I'm told police are getting closer to presenting charges. We will stay on it. All right, Sean. Now, there is one question we have been hearing a lot, and that is, what was a Wayne State officer doing responding to a crime or situation that was actually just off campus?
A lot of people wondering that. So to make it more understandable, take a look at your screen. We've got a map, and you can see the highlighted area is the campus of Wayne State. The scene of that shooting was just off campus in the Woodbridge neighborhood, and that's where a lot of students live. Wayne State police have actively patrolled that area for years as part of working with Detroit police to keep students and residents safe.
Our new details on this tragedy continue to develop. We will continue to follow it here on air and online at clickondetroit.com. We've got links to the story right at the top of our homepage.
President-elect Donald Trump has chosen Michigan resident Betsy DeVos to run the Department of Education.
Betsy DeVos, big charter school advocate and a big GOP donor from Grand Rapids. She is now the second woman appointed to Trump's cabinet. We'll have more on her selection and reaction from around the state coming up here at 5:30. But now let's get to the rain on the night before Thanksgiving, which is making travel and I suppose parade preparations a little tricky tonight.
Yes, lots of accidents on area roads, and everyone's exactly wondering when this rain's going to clear out, Ben.
Yeah, Karen and Devin, even if there was no rain, this would still be a really tricky night to get out of town. But this is just making matters worse. Most of this is liquid out here. We're getting reports now that there may be some mixed precipitation around Troy. And then once you get well north of 69, there could be some snow mixing in with that rain up in Sanilac County, but generally this is all rain, and we are expecting these temperatures to either become steady or rise even a little bit as we get into the overnight hours. And you can see here the reports mostly rain across all of southeast Michigan. So for the rest of tonight, we are going to be wet at 6 o'clock, continued wet at 8, and yep, still wet at 10 o'clock. We'll look at when the rain will finally shut off and also look forward to Parade Thursday in just a few minutes, guys.
And now back to that heavy lifting I was mentioning, because the real work is underway right now to get everything, the floats, the balloons, all those little details in place for America's Thanksgiving parade.
Of course, it is work that must be done even in the rain. Mara McDonald is live right now amongst a flurry of activity. Hi, Mara.
Karen, we're just singing in the rain out here. What can I say? And let Ben know that it's getting to have a little bit of body in it. Not just wet, but I think I feel a little bit of sleet. But let's take a walk, because already the floats are in position and they're getting ready to roll. And do you know we have 8 new floats this year, bringing the grand total to 26, and they look gorgeous. Ladies, gentlemen, floats, start your engines. Before everybody comes down bright and early tomorrow morning, the setup starts now. Woodward is now closed to traffic from Warren to West Grand Boulevard. The setup of the floats, the grandstands, and yes, all those road closure signs will be ongoing for hours. And as big of a deal as the parade is, families having dinner and walking the parade route tonight has become a tradition of its own. And you can't help but notice how really different Woodward is and the surrounding Midtown area. All sorts of little jewel box shops and great restaurants. Business owners like Rachel Lutz, who have invested their lives here, are thrilled you're coming down.
We love having special events come to the neighborhood because a lot of people find, little spots and businesses that they didn't know existed. So, like people come and find shops like Frida and the Peacock Room, and they're really excited, and they usually come back later in the year to do their holiday shopping.
Back here live, some things to remember. Woodward is closed right now where I'm standing between Warren and West Grand Boulevard. It's kind of nice to own the street for a change. And for all the bar flies out there, knowing that tonight is a big bar night, Woodward shuts down at 2 a.m. in totality. So if you're coming out to Midtown and are going to be running around tonight, that's something to consider. We're going to be out here doing float patrol, and I think that I may get my photographer one of the cupcakes over there at the cupcake joint, because, a little chilly out here. You need to keep your strength up. We are live along the parade route. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Oh, not a bad night. No. Get a little preview of the parade and some yummy cupcakes.
I love this thing that families have developed of walking up and down and looking at all the things. And actually, Woodward is now clear. All that M1 construction is out of the way. So really exciting stuff. Let's get over to Dr. Frank McGeorge. Frank?
Well, no one wants to be sick on Thanksgiving. Ahead in Good Health, I'll show you what's going around and why avoiding it may be especially challenging this holiday weekend.
All right, Doc. Also, the wait drags on. New tonight, the key ruling that means tens of thousands of workers will have to wait even longer on extra money in their paychecks. Guy?
It was a laundromat mystery. Someone making candy disappear from a vending machine. Then they saw the surveillance video and were shocked to see a mother giving her kids a lesson in thievery before taking them to school for their other lessons. We'll be live with the latest.
New at 6.
This Wayne County man is locked up more than 2 months after a confrontation with security. What he's accused of doing inside a Walmart store that landed him in jail.
Also, a man gets trapped inside a garbage truck. At 6, how the driver finally spotted him and what he did that saved the man's life. That's at 6. First, here at 5, owners of an Eastside Detroit laundromat want to know the identity of the mother who is using her children as tiny thieves.
They believe that she was giving them a lesson in crime before dropping them off at school. Local 4's Guy Gordon has the video that will have you talking.
It was a real mystery here at the Coin-O-Matic. It had been going on for about a month. Staffers would come in and would find that the entire bottom row of candy in this vending machine would disappear. After repeated attempts at surveillance, they discovered the culprits. A young mother, perhaps 18 to 20 years old, with a little son and daughter, 3 and 5. Their tiny arms thin enough to get beyond the machine's trap door and long enough to grab the candy. Tish Lawson, as a manager, didn't want her face shown, but she was shocked.
I said, wow, this is really, how low can a person get that had their 2 children, go under before going to school in the morning? They come in here and take the candy.
The video shows the children stuffing mom's purse like a Thanksgiving turkey. This was captured Monday morning around 7:30. Mom's pretty bold, and the machines are in full view.
Wow, probably about over $200 and some worth of candy bars, because they sell them for like $1 a piece.
They believe she started the ripoff when the manager returned to their office. They think the woman and children live in the neighborhood and are concerned for their welfare.
Now, the laundromat owners have not filed a formal police report yet, but they do want there to be some kind of intervention. They're concerned about the kids, that someone will get an arm caught or that they will grow up to engage in more serious crimes. They think their mother probably needs some help, too. So they'd like to know her identity. If you know who that mother is with those children, we've put a link on our website to this story at clickondetroit.com. Drop us a line. We'll make sure that someone makes sure that this behavior stops. We're live. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4.
All right, Guy. A federal judge has blocked a new rule
It would have granted overtime to pay to millions of workers before Christmas. The new regulation, made possible by the Obama administration, was going to take effect December 1st, making 4.2 million American workers eligible for time and a half beyond 40 hours a week. The judge wants time to weigh a challenge to that requirement.
Speaking of working overtime, how about the weatherman who works at the station that carries the parade?
Oh, man.
Long night.
Do you ever feel like stressed, like worried about everything?
I will be when that phone starts ringing here in about 10 minutes. Let's start with the good stuff about the parade. Winds are not going to be a problem.
That's great.
So the balloons are going to be fine.
Can be up.
Temperatures are going to be above freezing, so we don't have to worry about the snow.
We're with you so far.
Yeah, now we got to start talking about whether the skies are going to be dry by tomorrow. We'll get there, but tonight it's a soaker out there, and you can see that the northern part of the state is showing that we are getting snow and even seeing some mix here as far south as the Thumb and into the Saginaw Bay. May even get some of those flakes as far south as M59, but generally what we're expecting is all rain as those temperatures either remain steady or slowly rise through the night. If you are traveling up north, there's a winter weather advisory out around Gaylord. They're expecting 1 to 2 inches of snow there. And then get on the other side of the UP, there's also a winter weather advisory in effect there. So we've got the better end of the deal as far as travel across the state goes, but it is still not ideal by any stretch. Looks nice out there as far as the lights go, but it is not nice on the roads. 37 is where we sit right now. 8-mile-an-hour winds, enough to put the wind chill close to that freezing mark. In fact, we're at 31 for the wind chill right now, but generally we will see the winds calm down tonight, and again, should not be an issue tomorrow. Here's how things play out as we get through tonight. Notice that most of that rain gets out of here by about 3 o'clock in the morning. There's still going to be some residual moisture around at daybreak. It's going to be in the form of either a patchy shower, maybe a spot of drizzle. Not going to last very long and not going to be very intense. So don't let that scare you away if you're going to be out on Woodward tomorrow morning. Once we get past noon, we will dry out. Good news about Black Friday, we thought we were going to get some showers around, still keeping a very slight chance in there, but you can see there's not going to be a whole lot of moisture until we get into Friday evening, early Saturday morning. So by then, you got the car full, all the gifts are in the house, and you're done shopping. But the weekend looks pretty good. We'll get some sunshine back and see temperatures close to average for both Saturday and Sunday. Low temperatures tonight going to be around upper 30s, and then we'll rise to around 40 degrees in the morning. 48 for that high temperature tomorrow. Your 4-zone forecast, we'll look at those Thanksgiving highs. They will be warmest in our metro zone, where we're going to hit 48 in the afternoon, hopefully after a Lions win. South zone tomorrow, 44 out in Onstead will be one of our cooler temperatures, at least down there. And then you see those numbers start cooling off pretty consistently as you head to the north. But everybody should stay in the 40s tomorrow for high temperatures, even with not a whole lot of sunshine. I think we'll stay keep a lot of clouds around, and our next weather maker comes through early next week.
But we can live with it parade-wise.
Could be worse.
Absolutely. We've seen it a lot worse. Yeah, all right, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Well, for years, he's delighted all of us by going head-to-head against real holiday experts. Ahead here at 5, it's time to reveal what our Rod the Builder will be tackling in this year's big challenge.
Rod the Builder. But first, stories from across Michigan, including a massive fire inside this apartment complex. We'll have that next.
Maria lost.
Stories from across Michigan this Wednesday. Stories from Grand Rapids and Lansing.
But we start right now in Flint, and that's where 3 firefighters and 2 people were injured in this apartment fire Tuesday. It happened at the Village Shores Apartments. Flames and smoke were seen pouring out from the middle of the building's 2nd floor. Officials say a man and woman who jumped from a balcony to escape were taken to a hospital. So were 3 firefighters. Everyone is expected to be okay, but the fire has displaced more than 20 people right before the holiday. Governor Snyder has signed a new law aimed at stopping lasers from being pointed at planes.
Planes often see folks pointing lasers at them, whether they're taking off, mid-flight, landing. Here's our Sky 4 being hit with a laser. We showed you that earlier this year. Under the law, because lasers are often pointed by people not on airport property, it will allow airport police to exercise their power outside airport boundaries, all to protect the safety of pilots and passengers alike. Two former aides of former Michigan representatives Todd Courser and Cindy Gamrat have reached a settlement in their whistleblower lawsuit.
Keith Allard and Ben Graham said they were fired after reporting state law violations by Courser and Gamrat. As a result, the aides sued the House. Allard and Graham will now get $170,000 each. In the settlement, the House said it did not believe the staffers were wrongly terminated and also said it would have won if the case moved forward.
New at 5:30.
Black Friday quickly approaching, and we are doing something we have never done before. Incredible giveaways and also an opportunity for you to help your neighbors here in Metro Detroit. All the information and what you need to know coming right up in a Help Me Hank special report.
Tricky travel, Mother Nature not making it all that easy to go over the river and through the woods in time for Thanksgiving dinner.
And no one wants to be sick on Thanksgiving. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. I'll show you what's going around and why avoiding it may be especially challenging this holiday weekend. That's next.
It's live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A holiday health alert as we head into Thanksgiving, and avoiding it will not be easy. It tops our news tonight at 5:30. You know, no one wants to be sick on Thanksgiving.
No. Dr. Frank McGeorge here to show us what's going around and why avoiding it might be especially challenging this long holiday weekend. Doc?
That's exactly right, Sandra and Devin. You know, local doctors are seeing lots of viral illnesses right now. These are the sort of illnesses that are very easy to spread from person to person as we spend lots of time in close quarters with our family and friends this weekend. Here's what's going around where you live.
In Wayne County, Dr. Sean Jayakar at St. John Hospital is seeing lots of bronchitis. Children's Hospital reports cases of RSV and hand, foot, and mouth disease are hitting hard in daycares and preschools. Henry Ford Taylor is treating pink eye, and pediatricians at Henry Ford in Dearborn are seeing upper respiratory infections with a prolonged cough and stomach viruses. Heading to Oakland County, Clarkson Medical Group says hand, foot, and mouth disease is roaring back with a dozen cases there in the last few days. Beaumont Royal Oak is treating kids with strep throat, and Dr. Harrison Tong at McLaren Oakland says stomach viruses top the list there. The CVS Minute Clinic in Milford reports ear infections, pink eye, and bronchitis. Over to Washtenaw County, pediatricians at U of M are still seeing a lot of croup in younger kids and upper respiratory infections with a fever in children of all ages. Doctors are also starting to see some flu-like illnesses in kids and adults. Heading to Monroe County, upper respiratory infections are the main issue there. ProMedica Monroe Regional reports several patients coming in with abdominal pain, coughs, and congestion. Finally, in Macomb County, McLaren Macomb is treating upper respiratory infections. Henry Ford Macomb reports strep throat, and Beaumont Dr. Parag Patel is seeing bronchitis and sinus infections. The CVS Minute Clinic in Macomb is treating pink eye and ear infections.
And as usual, good hand washing is still your best defense against a lot of these viruses. And obviously, if anyone at your holiday gathering is sick, they should avoid helping out in the kitchen.
Yes. That's not helping.
That's right. Have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
I keep joking about it, but we keep pulling because we've got a few things going around the station here, so we keep pulling out these Clorox wipes and everything.
A few is an understatement.
This time of year with really sick people around, overcautious is not a bad thing.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Doc.
Stay out of the kitchen. That's so right.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thanks, Frank. A big announcement today from the Canton Police Department as the officer suspended for posting racist comments on Facebook has resigned.
Yeah, the officer was suspended back on November 11th after Canton police learned he allegedly posted racist comments on a Facebook video. Well, today the Canton Police Department announced the officer has indeed officially resigned. There are new concerns over a deadly disease spreading among Michigan's deer. It's called chronic wasting disease. State wildlife officials say a 1-year-old buck tested positive for the disease. This was last week after being shot by a hunter near Lansing. More testing is being done. Now, if those results are positive, this would be the 9th Michigan deer diagnosed with the disease.
Michigan in the spotlight tonight when it comes to Donald Trump's newest cabinet pick. Betsy DeVos has been tapped to be the next Secretary of Education. The Grand Rapids native, a staunch proponent of charter schools and school vouchers. And the reaction, pretty much how you might expect. right down party lines. In a statement, Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette says, quote, her appointment is a ray of hope for providing educational opportunity for America's children. On the other side, former Michigan Senate Minority Leader Gretchen Whitmer said in a tweet, if I were to make a list of things I am not thankful for this week, there you go. Either way you shake it, it's a bold pick. President-elect Trump has chosen Michigan billionaire Betsy DeVos, an advocate of charter schools and vouchers, as his education secretary. Her mission, carrying out his campaign promise to break the bureaucracy in America's schools. The National Teachers Union was swift and fiery in its opposition, saying DeVos has pushed a corporate agenda to privatize and deprofessionalize public schools. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is facing a much warmer welcome as the future president's pick for UN ambassador. Just a few days ago, she seemed to be playing down her prospects.
So I was very happy to be invited. It was a good meeting.
Haley has virtually no foreign policy experience and perhaps more notably did little to help Trump win. In his New York Times interview, the president-elect sang the praises of General James Mattis, a top contender for defense secretary. He said the general surprised him with his take on waterboarding terrorism suspects.
He said, I've never found it to be useful. He said, I've always found, give me a pack of cigarettes and a couple of beers, and I do better with that than I do with torture.
As the next president took a Thanksgiving break at his Palm Beach resort, future Vice President Mike Pence had a little more work to do back home in Indiana, helping a local charity dish out some food to people in need. And let's stay with Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving, one of the busiest travel days of the year, and the weather not cooperating for everyone. That's a live look from our Metro Airport Skycam.
And for those of you who may be flying out for Thanksgiving, there are some trouble spots. This is FlightAware's misery map, and take a look here. The red areas you can see show airports experiencing some delays, and you can see Chicago, Detroit, New York, Houston, all getting the lion's share of those delays.
Is that a football reference? The lion's share?
Yeah.
Sneaking that in? Let's get over to Ben. A lot of people on the roads and in the air here over the next few hours.
That's right, guys. And you know what? We're getting some of the worst of it here in the Great Lakes. You can see most of the country not really being affected by the weather all that much until you get up here into the Twin Cities, the UP, and especially the southern part of Michigan right now. So once this moves through, that's going to be just about it. So if you are waiting to get out of town, if you can hold off until tomorrow morning as this system passes to the east, it looks like you're going to have the green light to get out of town with a lot fewer headaches and probably a lot fewer people on the roads too. The only problems around daybreak tomorrow that still may be an issue is if you're going south on 75, still could run into some showers there in northern parts of Ohio. But again, most of the country not really affected by the weather on this Thanksgiving. But temperature-wise, tomorrow we're going to be at or above average in the upper 40s. Still could see a couple sprinkles possible in the morning, and we'll talk more about Black Friday and your weekend in just a few minutes.
America's Thanksgiving parade celebrating 90 years is a holiday tradition for Metro Detroit families.
And we take a look now, live pictures as the float's getting rolled into place, ready for that big trip down Woodward. And like Detroit, the parade has seen its share of ups and downs over nearly a century now. Guy Gordon has a look back and shows us how the parade is now hitting new heights.
A week from Thanksgiving, and the parade company's amazing artists were still hard at work on Huntington Bank's new float, its first. That's for a company celebrating 150 years in the Midwest.
The float is really focused on some things that are very important to us: communities and families, businesses, economic development, and parts of our culture that we think are important for us to serve our customers well.
Tony Michaels has shepherded the parade through some dark times, but says the future has never been brighter.
We're on a real upswing. More companies involved. We've been able to double the sponsorship in 2016 from where it was in 2009. It says so much about the corporations, CEOs, the people who do business in Detroit, understanding what this means to the people who line Woodward at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Because of the Q-Line rail system, the route has subtle changes this year that you will want to consider before staking out your spot.
The floats themselves will favor what is the west side of Woodward going south. We are also going to be able to bring people onto Woodward this year to watch. The city's working with us to put up stanchions, which will come a lane into Woodward on the east side to allow people to get closer to the floats. It's looking phenomenal right now. It really is. And we're excited because it's a different look, it's a better look, and it's really what Detroit is becoming, which excites us.
The final look of the Huntington float will be a surprise today, but the bank's legendary pen will be a prominent feature.
That's special to us because there are 40 million of these pens in existence. Our CEO several years ago made the decision to free the pens from the chains that you often see at banks.
And as we close in on the parade's century celebration, we'll need a pen that big to write the grand tradition's history. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4.
So right, the 90th anniversary, just one of the things to celebrate tomorrow. Your home for America's Thanksgiving Parade is, of course, Local 4. We've got every angle covered starting bright and early. We'll actually get started at 6 a.m. for a special Thanksgiving edition of Local 4 News today. And then I hope you'll join Carmen and me as the parade, our parade coverage kicks off at 9 a.m. Ready to go.
It is a holiday tradition at Local 4 that we all look forward to, of course, the day after Thanksgiving.
Because that's when our business editor, Rod Maloney, turns in his reporter's notepad for an apron. Here's what our Rod the Builder is taking on this year.
Made a lot of phone calls this afternoon for this story.
This is a typical day on the job for Rod Maloney, reporting on big business news in our community. But he gets a different assignment the Friday after Thanksgiving.
I'm still working on the finesse part of the building the bow.
He becomes Rod the Builder, taking on a fun holiday challenge. Last year, it was Christmas tree decorating. He's tried his hand at professional gift wrapping, taken on a chef in a chop challenge, and gone against a landscaping company to put up Christmas lights. This year, he's in a cookie bake-off, attempting to make the perfect cookie for Santa's plate on Christmas Eve.
I definitely have done my large amount of cookies throughout my career.
That's Rod's challenger, Sandy Seaman, the bakery manager at Holiday Market in Royal Oak. She knows her way around the kitchen and is busy filling orders for Thanksgiving.
We do probably over 600 regular fruit pies, and then we do about over 1,000 pumpkin pies, and then we do probably at least 300 orders throughout the week.
Rod's baking experience?
That's my wife's department. I leave the baking and the cooking to her and the kids.
He should be worried about my experience and being able to work quickly and get everything done.
Sandy does have a little advice for Rod.
Make sure he measures everything correctly, because I doubt he'll be able to fix it after he messed anything up.
Chances? Well, what are my chances ever? We will have something on a cookie sheet. Whether it's edible is anybody's guess.
I will say, Rod is a measure twice, cut once kind of guy.
He is, but I'm not so sure about this challenge.
Finesse around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I do have it on good authority that Santa and Mrs. Claus might actually be stopping by to taste test the cookies, and who better a better judge than Santa?
That's going to be interesting to see.
Coming up Friday, going to be fun. All right, Rod, go get them. Facebook has a new tool that will censor some posts.
Coming up new here at 5:30, the big money reason why it was created and what you need to know about it. Hank?
Hi, Sandra. We're live here at the Somerset Collection in Troy. Listen, I know many of you getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow, but we're looking ahead to Black Friday, and we have something big planned, something we've never done before. All the information live right after the break.
All right, Hank, but first, the timing couldn't be any worse. How just a handful of people could put a huge wrench in your Amazon holiday shipments. We'll tell you about it next.
Jeopardy ad. New at 6.
A homeless man on a cold night takes refuge in that dumpster there, not knowing that it was pickup day. His odyssey in the back of a garbage hauler that made 15 more stops.
Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes. A lot of folks haven't finished their shopping yet. We'll see what's on the Thanksgiving list coming up.
All right, Steve. A potential hitch for shoppers as the holiday shopping season kicks off with some of the pilots who deliver online orders on strike. It's a strike that involves pilots who work for ABX Air, which helps Amazon and DHL get orders to customers all across the country. Right now, deliveries are delayed at Amazon's hub in Wilmington, Ohio, and at DHL's hub, which is in Cincinnati. The pilots say they're being forced to work excessive hours because ABX can't meet the demand. ABX says it is an illegal strike, and they are seeking a court order to force everyone back to work. Needless to say, stay tuned. All right, now to help me, Hank, the holiday shopping hoopla is gearing up for what will be another big Black Friday.
Right? Yeah, and this year we are teaming up with the Somerset Collection in Troy, granting holiday wishes and giving away some incredible experiences to make your shopping day a VIP event. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is live at Somerset. And Hank, this is going to be big.
Yes, Sandra, Devin, this is going to be huge. We talk about those giveaways. We're going to have exclusive giveaways throughout the day on Local 4 on Black Friday, all here at Somerset Collection. We're also doing something that we've never done. We're giving you the opportunity to jump to the front of the line at some of the hottest places in the mall, and we're also granting 4 big wishes. I just need to hear from you. The shopping season is here, and so is the Help Me Hank holiday shopping hoopla. Get ready, because this Black Friday, we're doing something we've never done before. The team at the Somerset Collection helping us grant 4 unique and exclusive wishes to Metro Detroiters.
We really want to hear people's stories. Maybe it's a fond memory of baking cookies with their grandmother and I'd love a new KitchenAid mixer. Maybe it's my neighbor's children need new coats, or maybe it's my children need new winter coats. Whatever it is that the viewer is asking for, we want to try and work with you to help fulfill that wish.
That's right, holiday wishes granted, gifts given, all covered by Somerset Collection. Here's what you need to do. Go to clickondetroit.com/wishes and share your wish. Let us know, but you must submit your wish by 6:30 Thanksgiving evening. And there's more. You can enter to win one of these VIP perks. First up, the Somerset VIP card valued at $250. We have 4 available, and those who win get free valet, free gift wrapping, and unlimited Starbucks for the day. Want to take the kids to see Santa but don't want to wait in that long line? Well, we have 4 VIP front-of-the-line passes available. And finally, the hottest new food destination at the collection, Chick-fil-A. 4 viewers who enter and win will get to jump to the front of the line, and each will get enough chicken for the entire family. And take a look at the line at Chick-fil-A Wednesday afternoon. Average wait time can be more than an hour. Quick and free, it sounds good to me. To enter for these giveaways, just head to clickondetroit.com/contest or head to the Local 4 Facebook page. And for all you shoppers gearing up for Black Friday, here's some advice from an expert.
Making a list, checking it twice, finding out what you want is the perfect way to approach the day.
Back out here live, that's some good advice. Get those emails to me as soon as possible. Remember, they have to be into our website, clickondetroit.com, by 6:30 Thanksgiving night. That's tomorrow evening. Right now, let me give you a look at the Santa line. Not much of a line today, but I guarantee you Friday it will be huge. And the line for Chick-fil-A right now, guys, it's about an hour and a half for Chick-fil-A. So a lot of people will want to take advantage of that on Friday. We'll be here live all day long on Black Friday to help you get through it. For now, we're live here in Troy. Hank Winchester, back to you.